Good day YouTube. Today I'd like to make a strong recommendation for a game that's been around for about a month. It's called Marvel Rivals. If like me you were a ESO PvP player, I would suggest you drop that rubbish game right now and go into Marvel Rivals. It offers a lot more professional, slick gameplay and you probably have a much better time while still delivering that ESO PvP used to give to you. Now, what exactly is Marvel Rivals? It's done by a Chinese company called NetEase. It's been released, I think, like about a month plus, and it's quickly taken Steam by storm. With a concurrent player base of close to 500,000 within the first 24 hours of its launch, many people were quick to say that it is the game that will dispose of Overwatch 2. Comparisons have been made between the two games because of the gameplay aesthetics and the mechanics, but really, Marvel Rivals is sort of like a team-based multiplayer PvP game. It is a shooter game from a third-person perspective. That sounds familiar to you right now, right? So in my experience with Marvel Rivals, I went in blind, not really knowing what to expect. But since a lot of content creators have spoken glowingly about this game, I decided to give it a try. And within my first run, I got a 10-player kill streak and I won my battle. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I believe myself to be a very modest, average PvP game player. I'm pretty good at Team Fortress 2, but that's because of a decade's worth of experience. But throw me into any normal shooter and I will fumble. But in this game itself, I find that I fit like a glove into the gameplay mechanics. Maybe it's down to beginner's luck or MMR, whatever. But I think after some thought and analysis that maybe my experience in ESO PvP has helped me in this game, and there are actually quite a lot of subtle similarities between these two games, which is why I would strongly recommend any ESO frustrated PvPer to give this a try. Now, what are the similarities, right? Let's get into it because I believe that's what you want to hear about the gameplay before committing yourself. Firstly, this game is free to play, so okay, there are no sunk costs involved, maybe just your time. But getting into it is a piece of cake. And then logging in, setting up your account, getting a character and getting into a battle itself took me like less than 2 minutes. Everything is just so fast because a lot of players are playing this now. So the search is very brisk. There's no waiting time, unlike the battlegrounds kind of shit that we've been having in ESO. So once I'm in, I just randomly or not so randomly choose a character, Psylocke. I chose her because of, well, reasons, and it's just in my nature to stick to one character and just continue to play and milk that character and try to understand everything about that character and class before I move on to something else. So I've been trying to invest my time in Psylocke, and the way that she plays is just very comfortable to my combat instinct. Shoot from far, go invisible, cloak if necessary, never engage the vanguard of the battle, and then try to steal a kill here and there and unleash your ultimate. Yes, ultimate, at the correct time. So the game itself, right, every character you choose, yeah, they have different characteristics, 30 different heroes to choose from. In my case, the character has a melee combat skill, so you can see the similarity between that and like a light attack in ESO PvP. As I mentioned earlier, there are ultimates involved as well. You need to charge up for a minute plus or so before you can unleash the ultimate, and in this case, my character's ultimate is an AoE. So again, familiar grounds. Other than the melee and the ultimate, I have team synergy possibilities. Again, something that we are used to with certain characters. When they are around you, you can activate team synergy and it can either heal you or it can teleport you, and it depends on your character, right? And so on top of this, there are 4 skills in which I can use: a primary spammable, a more powerful shooting skill that takes time to recharge, a cloaking skill, as well as the ability to streak forward. Doesn't this all sound very familiar? This sounds exactly like my 1-bar build. 4 skills instead of 5, which is why I say if you're a seasoned ESO PvPer, going into this game, there's nothing too unfamiliar, at least not with Psylocke. I can't speak for the other characters because obviously I've not tried them myself, right? But there is very little barriers of entry and transition problems. Your sense of positioning, your timing, and your awareness of where your teammates are basic bread and butter PvP instincts and skills. So I cannot recommend enough for ESO PvP people. Please just fuck Cyrodiil and Battlegrounds at least for a short period of time. Go and download this game and give it a try. What are some of the other good things about this game, right? Okay, obviously Marvel Rivals is about superheroes, so it's a fusion of superheroes and shooters by marrying high-octane gameplay of shooter titles with larger-than-life appeal of the Marvel universe. This obviously stands it apart from other field games like Concord, where there are a bunch of characters that you cannot relate to or you have no time or wish to try to find out further. In Marvel Rivals, you have 30 over heroes, right? There's bound to be some design and some character that you like, and then you can explore further what this character can do during the battle itself. Players can assume these roles of iconic Marvel heroes as well as villains, right? So they are equipped with distinct abilities and weaponry, providing endless tactical possibilities. The game's success lies in its ability to balance these two elements seamlessly. So traditional shooters emphasize precision, reflex, and tactical positioning. I'm not so good in all these three. I mean, I'm average but Marvel Rivals built on these pillars, right, by integrating superhero powers that fundamentally alter how players approach combat. For example, right, like Iron Man's repulsor beams offer long-range precision, Hulk's seismic slams provide devastating AoE, and this synergy creates a dynamic gameplay loop that feels fresh, innovative, and with your favorite character is just the icing on the cake. There's also some form of immersive storytelling and lore integration. If you have to wait like 30 seconds before your game starts. During these 30 seconds, you can actually read out or watch the animation for the story. So this is one of Marvel Rivals' standout features, the narrative depth. So unlike many shooter games that, you just go in, wham bam, thank you ma'am, right? Marvel Rivals attempt to at least weave an intricate tale involving multiversal threads, shifting alliance and personal stakes for each character. At the moment right now, it's about Doctor Doom and his alternate self. You can go and read out about it, and then between the tension between him and his alternate self is the reason why the heroes and villains gather together and go for these missions where one team is pit against the other. So Marvel Rivals introduced some groundbreaking mechanics that push the boundaries of what a shooter game can be. Hero-specific abilities, like you would expect Black Widow to have stealth, you would expect Thor to be using his lightning powers for AoE. So these abilities encourage players to adopt diverse playstyles, adding depth to the gameplay. Like myself, I'm trying to find that sweet spot for Psylocke. She's kind of like a ninja character, so it's very specific. I'm not going to go head-on into any massive ball group battle that's happening. I'm going to be staying at the side, using my streak to escape or to attack the enemy, and using my invisibility cloak to behave like a night blade, shoot from the side, seek out the snipers, kill them, and then after that fade into the shadows. The environment is also dynamic. The game's maps are meticulously designed. They are beautiful to look at, right? Think of like Overwatch aesthetics So you also have iconic Marvel locations like Wakanda, the Helicarrier, and the Quantum Realm. These environments are not just visually stunning, but they're also interactive with destructible elements, environmental hazards, and opportunities for strategic play. Like previously I mentioned about team synergy, right? So Marvel Rivals kind of have this teamwork thing going on. So far synergy has not really helped me a lot, but maybe because I'm not playing at a very advanced level. I'm not playing the ranked battles, just going in for the quick matches, right? But synergy requires players to coordinate their hero strengths and weaknesses. So effective team compositions and synergy can turn the tide of the battle. Sort of like what we see in Team Fortress. Basically teamworks are very important, adding a layer of strategy that's rarely seen in other traditional shooters. Multiversal gameplay mode. So from objective-based missions, there are also chaotic battle royales, which is something that I will go into in the future. So Marvel Rivals offers a variety of game modes that cater to different player preference. At the moment right now, right, what I'm playing is your usual, what you see in Team Fortress and a lot of other multiplayer games. You have to push the cart, where there's a payload, you have to stick around payload to make sure it gets from point A to point B. And of course your traditional capture point, where you have to stay within one area and the group that captures the point will win eventually. So the inclusion of multiversal mechanics, alternate versions of heroes with unique abilities add variety and replayability. So right now this game is free to play. All 30 heroes are free. Nothing is behind a paywall at the moment. I hope it stays that way. Who knows, right? The future is for all of us to see. Looking ahead, I think this game is really very bright. If they continue to introduce new maps and new characters in further seasons, they might introduce a season pass, who knows, right? The game has to earn money here and there. There are also in-game stores for you to purchase cosmetics and stuff. That's the usual to keep the game afloat, right? But since it's free now and there are a lot of players playing it, I highly recommend you go in at this time right now. Because why? A lot of people are checking it out. A lot of people are noobs. A lot of people are not really that good, and people are trying out different characters. So it's a bunch of noobs playing. It's super fun. People make mistakes. It's hilarious, including myself. There's like mass orgy and rotten playing all over the place, but it is it is fun in a very hilarious way. There's also there could be some balancing issues in the game itself, but because the lack of balance, sometimes when it's too balanced and it's too engineered, it takes the fun away from the game and the unpredictability involved, right? It is pretty raw and I do like it. I feel that you should come into this game right now and milk it for all it's worth, right? Just don't go into battlegrounds anymore. It's a fucking waste of time. It's done by amateurs. Play this game. It's so much more professional. Okay, that's all from me, guys. Hope to see you in the next video. Alright, stay cool and peace out.